New York CNN U.S. Secretary State Antony Blinken told about his trip to Yahidne, a town Ukraine, which was occupied by Russian soldiers 2 hours north Kiev at the United Nations Security Council. On Wednesday, Russia's forces. He went to door, rolled the inhabitants with a gun and walked to local primary school. More than 300 peasants, mostly women, children and old people, only a few small bodrum floor windows. Circulation. No flowing water, rooms the Russian soldiers imprisoned there for about a month. Barely packed as strictly as they could breathe. Refusing them to medical care and allowed to remove their dead only once a day. The youngest 6 weeks old. The effort US's best diplomat emphasized terrible realities war Ukraine. While Biden administration is trying to maintain support for Kiev in midst growing opposition. Congress. An international community is likely be possibility war. On Wednesday, Blinken National Intelligence Director Avril Haines, CIA Director Bill Burns, Joint Chiefs Mark Milley and Defense Minister Lloyd will participate in national security guards to briefly inform Ukraine. Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky will be in the U.S. capital a high-bedded visit. Support the heels of his time and not interrupt his deputies. Last month, the Biden management asked the Congress to approve of $24 billion emergency expenditures for Ukraine and other international needs. Kevin said he planned to meet with McCarthy. On Wednesday, Blinken despised the potential financing struggle and said in an interview with ABC News that support is strong. And I think that President Zelensky has the opportunity to remind people what risks are in Washington. This is not the right thing to do because of the terrible abuse that Russia committed in Ukraine, he said. In his words at UN Security Council, Blinken, Moscow, violating the UN Charter, committing war crimes, accusing of interested in reckless nuclear. There is an attacker in this war and there is a sacrifice. He tries to emphasize, with help of Ukrainian civilians attacking and potentially looking for weapons from North Korea. In his words, Zelensky criticized the UN body, which Russia had veto power for not doing enough to stop the war. Ukrainian soldiers are now doing what they should do with the vote of the UN Security Council. They stop fact that they are stopping exquisite and support principles of UN regulation.